Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'll introduce my topic, which is investigating the effectiveness of mobile technology for enhancing the academic literacy of Saudi students. My research problems are lack of students' knowledge in the academic literacy and lack of opportunities to practice English outside the classroom, and the educational pedagogy is just a teacher-centric rather than students-centered, and lack of support in some universities campuses. The study will be conducted in Saudi Arabia at Al University at English department. The question of my research are the following. One main question: can mobile technology enhance the academic literacy? And the sub-questions are the following: how the instructors and students at the university perceive that kind of learning and teaching, and what the extent of the readiness of such application in those campuses, and what are the obstacles and problems that will be facing while utilizing, and how to decide the best or the most appropriate tool of technology for enhancing the English language skills. Let's have a look for this pie chart. There is about 9.5 for the high level of the quality of e-learning in Saudi Arabia. And that is so, confused. It should be bigger than this amount. And the modest one is about 33.33%. And the most majority is under the low level. We have to digitize all the books into mobile learning or in the technologies. So there's a quick overview for those problems, like of students' academic literacy. I focused on academic writing and reading, critical thinking. And all of these skills have special techniques. For example, in the critical thinking, it's the essential part of the university life or journey. Critical thinking has many stages like description and analysis and evaluation of the sources, and how to developing arguments, evaluating the sources, and analyzing data or formulating questions and so on. And there is no enough places to practice English outside the campus. And like I have said, it is a teacher-centric rather than student-centric. And there is a random application for those technologies. For example, for the lack of the academic literacy, like lack of the necessary writing skills, lack of reading comprehension, lack of critical thinking, lack of research skills, like committing plagiarism, or don't know how to paraphrase or synthesize something. Insufficient exposure to English, because English is just a free language in Saudi Arabia, and most of the TV show and radio broadcasting are in Arabic. And most of English speakers in Saudi Arabia are not willing to speak English with the Saudi citizens. I noticed that. And lack of teachers monitoring for the students' progression in English language competence. So let's take the teacher-centric teaching method. It's just relying on the traditional style of teaching and learning, like memorizing and one route learning and spoon feeding learning. And the students are positive at that point. We cannot name that as a direct instruction. Using the technology for its own sake, and there is uncertainty about the effectiveness of the mobile learning style, no clear objectives for implementation. I relying on some essential books in my major, like these four main sources, and I'll conduct my research methodology a pre and post test methods, and it's a mixed method approach. I conduct a semi-structured questionnaire and unstructured interview. I'll use some of the sources like University of Wollongong Library, Truth, the Australian Library, Ethos, the British Library, and Saudi Digital Library, and Al Qura Library as well. So the significance of my study as the following: create practical pathways about implementation of those technologies in enhancing the academic literacy and describing how to use these technology and focusing on the students' preferences, suggestions, and desires in learning English. And the study will be a good guideline for the policymaker and the Saudi education to realize the role of the mobile learning. Let's have a look for this expressive pictures. How could technology make a person better? Well, in this way, by providing each person with chances. Thank you for listening.